Well, as the days get increasingly colder, more and more Aussies are struggling with the sniffles.
And it's not just because the flu season, cold, dry air irritates the inside of our noses, which then causes it to run. So what's the best way to clear our sinuses and breathe easy this winter? Here with all of the answers is Sunrise GP, Dr. Ginny Mansberg. Great to have you with us. So first, nasal sprays. How do they work? How should we be using them?
I really rate these things. There are different ones, so I kind of broadly stick them into 3 buckets. You've kind of got your nasal rinses. They tend to be saline, good for preventing like inflammation of the nose if it's a high pollen count day or there's a lot of pollution. Then you've got your decongestants, awesome when you've got a cold and your nose is blocked. They're things like oxymetazoline, you know, you've seen those. 5 days use only, no more after that. And then you've got your anti-inflammatories, often have a bit of steroid in them. All of these are over the counter. How you use it is super important because a lot of people just shove them up their nose. It hits the back of your throat. You'll either swallow it, your stomach doesn't need it, or you'll inhale it into your lungs. Again, some people, if you've got asthma, might help. But what we're trying to do is keep the stuff in your nose. So it is really important to kind of think of I Dream of Jeannie, cross your arms and actually use your right hand to put it into your left nostril, pointing that way, and your left hand to direct it into your right nostril. Lean slightly forward. And actually make sure it's staying in your nose.
So point towards your ear.
Yeah.
So it goes at the side of your nose,
not at the back and not towards the septum in the middle. Yeah.
Really? OK, I think I've been doing, because I do this. So if you're a hay fever sufferer, you do these a lot. So we need to watch out. What about inhalers?
Yeah, you know, like kind of the Vic stick or something like that. A lot of people really rate these and like them. I don't think there's any medical evidence for them. If you like them and you like the smell of Vicks or you enjoy eucalyptus oil, feel free to go for it.
Are you dissing Vicks? Our grandmothers brought us up on
I know. And I have a lot of sentimental attachment to them, but I don't think from a medical perspective you need them.
I think it was a comforting thing too as a kid. Remember your grandma would put the Vicks Vapor Rub on your chest. And
unless you had eczema and then...
see, that's a problem too. Well, that's a whole nother segment. So these products, I mean, over-the-counter versus prescription, what do you think?
Can I tell you, 99% of us are fine with the over-the-counter stuff. There's a few people who've got like chronic sinus infections and probably under the care of an ear, nose and throat surgeon. They probably need the prescription stuff. For the rest of us, what you get over-the-counter is great.
OK, so how long should you be just soldiering on yourself without going to the doctor? And then when should you go to the doctor when it's a really bad cold?
Look, if it's just a cold, then we've got 5 days of a decongestant only. And the reason we say don't use it more than 5 days is after that, it can cause more irritation. You can end up with a bigger problem than you started with in the beginning. So we only want to use that for 5 days and you're fine. I think that if you suspect that you've got a sinus infection, if you're worried that it might involve your teeth, some people really feel it in their teeth. If you're worried that there might be something else going on, it is always worth going to a doctor. But if you want to, chat to your pharmacist as well. You know, if you can't get into the doctor for another 6 weeks, have a chat to your pharmacist.
It's really interesting. Yeah, sometimes you feel it in your jaw and your ear. Ginny, thank you.
Thank you.